Hey guys, it's a Deadly Kitten here. If you are new here, welcome. We do a lot of unboxings. Today is no different. Today we are getting into this Tag Team Pikachu and Zekrom Premium Collection that I got off of GameStop. Now, I haven't even opened this yet. But I'm going to put you guys on hold or pause, and I'm going to get this guy out. Okay, so I got it out most of the way, and then I got hurt, so I just want to show you that, and then we'll take this part out if we can. Explosion! God, there's sometimes where I wish I had like Mr. Torque's voice and just go, explosions! Okay, there's your big card. Man, I really hurt myself on this cardboard, man. Like, the cardboard wouldn't open, so it essentially, the thing went under my thumb. Oh, there's the code card, if you guys can see it from there. We'll just bring that right up. I actually have two of these. So, okay. So, that's what we got. We got one Chilling Reign, one Evolving Skies, another Chilling Reign, a Battle Styles, another Battle Styles, and another Chilling Reign. Then the other side had an Evolving Sky, another Evolving Sky, and two Chilling Reign. So, that was 10, right? That's a lot of Chilling Reign. That's 5 Chilling Reign. That's a lot of Chilling Reign. Which I don't know why they would have that much, considering that wasn't even the biggest thing when these came out. Like, that wasn't even the newest one, if that makes sense. Man, I feel like I smashed my thumb. Come on. I know you want to focus on the shiny bits. Okay, so my last video, I was kind of telling you a little bit of what is going on with me. But I just kind of wanted to share, like, a little bit of my journey. So, I don't know how far you guys have been watching, you know. And if you guys don't want to hear my medical side, that's fine. Just go ahead and just mute me. I don't really care. I just kind of like talking. And I feel like talking this through, like, helps me, like, be okay with it all. So, of the BS of the world. So, I moved here in, like, 10 years ago. 10, 11 years. To PA. And everything was fine. Like, the first year, I was completely fine. I moved here, God, when I was 22. Well, I moved here actually when I was 21. And when I was 22, for some odd reason, I ended up waking up one day and my arm was just on fire. Not like literal fire, but it felt like it was on fire. And I went to the doctor, my regular, like, PCP, and my PCP just told me at the time, like, oh, you just pinched a nerve, you're fine. You'll be fine, just take some Motrin. Here's a prescription for, like, a high-strength Motrin. And I was like, okay. Well, I couldn't sleep. I ended up not sleeping for, like, almost a week because it was in so much pain. And the Motrin wasn't working, and I ended up calling them. They're like, just give it a couple more days. You're fine, you're fine. Wasn't fine. I ended up calling this clinic. It wasn't a PCP, but it was not a chiropractor, actually. I ended up calling them to see if they could get me in, to see if, you know, what's going on with my arm. So they ended up doing a scan, a CT scan, on my shoulder blades, and, you know, basically through my back. And they just sit there and told me, like, hey, you have this, you have a thing called TOS, like you have an extra bone in your body. So I was like, okay, that's a little odd. Like, how did I not know this until now? Like, ooh, I don't think I have this card. It's pretty. But, meanwhile, I'm, like, still in pain, and they have me doing a little bit of physical therapy and doing some cryotherapy as well. Just trying to, like, help ease my pain, and they told me I had TOS. Well, then I went to my regular doctor after a while. I have to change tins here, so give me a second. So I told them, like, you know, I'm gonna go see my PCP and see what he has to say about this. So I went to my PCP, and my PCP was like, absolutely not. You will not have TOS. I promise you, you don't. So I was like, okay. So he ended up ordering me another scan. So I went to the hospital and got the scan done for him to come back and tell me, no, you don't have TOS. Like I told you, you don't. But they couldn't figure out why my arm was still feeling like almost every day it was on fire. And on top of that, like, and then there were days where I was okay-ish. Like, it wasn't really on fire, but, like, there were, like, a lot of days where I was struggling, and anytime I wanted to play a video game or something like that, as soon as I would hold the controller, like, my arm, it would just creep, like, this fiery pain, and it was just so bad. Like, and there was nothing I could do. I had to stop gaming for a while. I couldn't do anything. I could barely even go to work. Well, then, all of a sudden, I was fine. Like, it finally went away after a while. Well, then, we moved. My fiance and I, we moved to a different part of PA. Which was fine. I'm not sure if it was, like, maybe the elevation or what. But, I just remember one day waking up, not being able to feel one of my arms. And it was just the weirdest thing ever. Like, I could not feel my arms. And I remember just crying because it was just so painful. Like, my shoulder blades felt like they were being stabbed. But yet, I couldn't feel my arms. I couldn't drive because, obviously, I had no function in my arms. I couldn't go to the hospital because, like, my fiance at the time was at work or at school or something, and I was not. And so, I just had to, like, lay in bed and sit there and wait and learn how to do things with my feet. And it was like the most agonizing thing ever. And I did that for years. Like, for years, randomly, my arms would go in and go out, and I couldn't feel them. And so I ended up going to a pain doctor where they would give me, what are they called? EMGs? Which should be very painful to people. They are not painful at all to me. Like, I am completely fine with them. I feel no pain with those things. And they'd come back normal. So they had no idea as to what is going on with me. And eventually they just told me it was in my head. Mind you, at this time they had me on a drug called Lyrica. And I was on a pretty high dose so I could function for work. And I was put on Lyrica. And the worst part about it was, even though I was put on this medication, they called me one day, sat there and told me that all my pain was in my head, and that I could no longer be seen from there. And then just dropped me like a hat. So then I ended up going into, it was like an addiction almost. So it was really, really bad for me to, like, I was hospitalized a couple of times from withdrawal. That's the word I'm looking for. So I was hospitalized a couple of times for withdrawal from it because they just dropped me like a hat and I couldn't do anything. Well, then we ended up moving again. So I tried to find a new doctor. Every time you move, I always try to find a new doctor, but right after we had moved, my arms slowly starting gradually getting better. Hold on. So I just opened this and I turned this around. Here's the card. Sorry, it's a little weird. So now I don't know what the... Is it still 4? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I still have 10. I got an 11 card pack. Okay. But yeah, so I still ended up going to the doctor, but like slowly after time, for some reason, as soon as we moved, my arm started coming back and the pain started subsiding. Like it still hurts every once in a while today, but thankfully I've not had this issue in like 4 years, knock on wood. So not as severe anyway. But ooh, I don't think I have this one. Nifty. Anyway, that was the last pack. So, out of an 11 card pack, that was a good one. Anyway, that is everything that I have for you guys today. I hope you guys enjoyed me babbling. I'm sorry about that. But I will see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys.